I mean, greatest metal vocalist of all time.
My immediate go-to answer of greatest metal vocalist of all time is Ozzy, just because of the uniqueness, but it feels like a trite thing to say. Well, obviously,
I mean,
Ozzy.
you know, Black Sabbath is the original and best. I mean, what are you gonna do?
And it's like he still has the most unique voice. Ozzy's the most classic to me.
I can't. There's so many. Ozzy, what did you think about that, Casey?
Yeah, Ozzy.
I'll go with that.
Well, I said Ozzy.
Personal hero.
And I'm personally a fan of Sabbath. I'm not like, oh, whatever, it's all things Ozzy.
I spent a lot of like teenage years like trying to play basically on the first album, which I did. It's not that crazy.
We were very big Geezer Butler fans.
Yeah.
He's not gonna like pop out of the fucking.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
The greatest metal vocalist of all time in my book is Rob Halford.
Rob Halford, also very trad. He's good. He's good. He's great.
He's been doing it for a really long time, and where other singers, understandably in their later years, they kind of start to waver and falter a little bit, he's like just remained very consistent. He's still got the power, he can still hit the high notes, still got the emotion.
Like growing up was like probably like Pantera records. Like it was just loved like Anselmo's vocals on those on fucking Vulgar, Far Beyond Driven. Trendkill was like unreal. So I loved that growing up as far as like my age group and what we were listening to.
Two bald guys, dude. Rob Halford, Phil Anselmo, and
there we go.
Marcus Bryant.
There we go, dude. No hair.
3 baldies.
Hands down, Rob Halford. Absolutely.
In my personal opinion, it would be the late, great Ronnie James Dio. Yeah. That's my personal favorite.
Oh.
Yes.
Dio.
Just because he could do everything, and he was technically my introduction to metal vocals. This even before I had discovered Ann Wilson and anybody female. It was always Ronnie. So.
Ronnie James Dio, my lord, what a powerful presence and powerful man. They both, you can hear them project from the stage. If you were standing on the side, they were the loudest freaking thing on that stage. If you went around front, they were the loudest thing on that stage, so.
And he did wear a blouse very well, and heels, by the way.
Heels.
Yes.
I gotta get a pair
He's
of
still
heels.
inspiring me to this day. Just gotta keep those heels going.
Well, I'm a little bit biased as to who the best metal vocalist is because I'm really good friends with Joe Duplantier from Gojira. I love him, like he's like one of my best friends. He's also an incredible singer, performer. So definitely Joe.
Бид нэр одоо маш олон бас дууч хамтлагийг маш түншрээ сонсч ирсэн. Гэхдээ одоо яг санаанд орж байгаа нь Corey Taylor, Slipknot хамтлаг.
We listen to so many bands between four of us. The first thing comes into my mind right now is Corey Taylor of Slipknot.
Corey Taylor-ийн тэр хоол нь маш хүчтэй санагддаг. Дээрээс нь хоолны цараа нь маш гайхалтай гэж би сонсч ирсэн.
Very energetic, entertaining guy, and also the range of his vocal just amazes me.
Well, Joe's the best because not only does he not really think he's that great at it, but he also has this way of screaming brutally, like beautiful melodies. Usually metal's kind of like brutal and awesome, not beautiful. The stuff he's doing is actually really beautiful, and I find that's amazing that he can do that.
Maybe Tom Araya for the greatest scream. I love that scream.
But he's not the greatest vocalist.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I'm breaking it down in components.
Specific shit.
It's just like the scream.
Well, then you have the high guy scream, you get the low guy scream.
Yeah, exactly. They get the growl, all that kind of shit.
It's hard to nail it down. There's so many, metal is such a huge genre. There's so many different contexts that you can put that in. But I'm gonna say that the first one that really blew me away is probably Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden.
I mean, if I had to put my hand on like a best metal vocalist, I mean, I'd probably say Lemmy.
In my opinion, the greatest metal vocalist, I feel like this is like one of the most polarizing questions. I have to go with James Hetfield.
Олон сайхан дууч бас байна. Тэгээд бас Metallica-гийн дууч юм бас
James.
Тэ. James.
Yeah, James. Yeah.
Тэ.
There's so many singers, like that I love, but I have to say Metallica, James Hetfield. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Бас л надад бас нэг юм гоё хүчтэй мэдрэмж төрүүлдэг. Тийм гоё ишүүд тэгээд маш чадварлаг дууч хөгжимч юм.
He's an amazing musician and singer, and most of all, the way he delivers message, you know, as a vocalist, it's amazing.
Metallica is the band that got me into wanting to actually play music. I was super into music before that, but never was there a band that kind of sparked me into like wanting to pick up a guitar and do anything like that until Metallica came around. And from that band being such a crucial band to me, James's voice is synonymous with my passion for music and metal. It's so rad to see that like years and years into it, they're still arguably the biggest metal band in the world, and they're still out there kicking ass. So I'm going Hetfield.
Man, when Motörhead came out, that shit changed the world. I think he's kind of like the godfather of a lot of metal vocals, just like how fucking gravelly and like just his whole thing, and like they just played fast as fuck, and you know, I'm like, this dude is the fucking king. You know what I mean? So yeah, I gotta go Lemmy.
He's such a like enigmatic character on stage. There's a lot behind him. His technique is just, there's nothing that compares to it. So I'm gonna say that's probably the first one that really blew me away. And not only is he still crushing it to this day, but the stuff behind the scenes is almost just as cool as the stuff that he's doing on stage. Dude, the fact that he flies fucking planes and he's saving people's lives and he's donating money and he's doing all this like cool action. I just think he's sick. I think he's a cool dude. I strive to be more like him.
What's very important to me as a singer and as a musician too is to ride the line of like technicality and feeling. There's a balance there. He's got like the technical, just like blow your head off chops, like super high stuff, and the power.
I'll just put it like this. He's an awesome front man, just a iconic. That's probably the word I was looking for. He's an iconic front man. A big influence on me as far as putting the knee up, and hell, when I was 15, I even had the red bandana tied around my knee like he did back Screaming for Vengeance days, so. Yeah, man, huge influence early in my life, man.
Especially on like the early Priest albums, he's got that real soulful, like Robert Plant type of thing, but better than Robert Plant type of thing. So I would say Rob Halford's the best metal singer ever.
I'm gonna throw Robert Plant. Proto-metal.
That's proto-metal, or is that metal? Hard rock? I would also say hard rock.
I mean, everyone would, I think most people would say that the proto-metal band is Zeppelin. Is it restricted? Bon Scott. Fucking ridiculous.
I would say that hard rock.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's in the fucking bell curve.
Like a Critics' Choice Award for Maynard, Tool.
As far as classics, I think I agree with Rob Halford. You know, it's like, yeah, what
Halford,
for
Ozzy,
singing, like Rob Halford.
Halford, Ozzy, Dio.
Yeah.
Phil.
So interviewing Geezer Butler about metal reminds me of this anecdote I heard about, I think Ice Cube hanging out with Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill because of the whole 21 Jump Street. And they're like talking about like De La Soul and like fucking Tribe. And then they're like, you know, Cube, who do you think's the best MC of all time? And he was just like, me, motherfucker. Like, obviously.
Geezer Butler, I think.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have any next level answers. I'm really sorry about that.
I mean, I think Ozzy's it's a trad answer, but it's, you know.
Why?
I mean, come on.
Solid. It's a solid
If you were
foundation.
like greatest novelist of all time, James Joyce is like, fuck you, dude.
I changed my answer from earlier. Jerry Garcia.
Greatest metal vocalist of all time.
Okay.